So if you're looking for anything, honestly, to help you sleep, then earbuds or sleep-focused earbuds are certainly a way of doing that. So Soundcore have gone and released their third version of their Sleepbuds. These are the A30s. So we're going to be checking out really 3 things that I think you should always be asking yourself when looking for a pair of Sleepbuds. How do they fit? How do they work? Or do they work? And can you use them as everyday earbuds? Although technically that's 4 things, but we'll look into all that, so by the end of this video you'll know whether these are right for you. Let's check them out. Now the most important thing for me, or one of the most important things really, is around fit, because you're going to be wearing these Sleepbuds all night if all goes according to plan. So if they're not comfortable, well, that doesn't really work. Fortunately, there are lots of comfort options with these. First up, these are Soundcore's slimmest earbuds to date. They are 7% slimmer than the A20s that came before it, and they sit really flush inside your ears. That is incredibly important, especially if you're a side sleeper, because the last thing you want to be doing is putting your head on a pillow and feeling as though there's a needle going straight into your head. So these do fit incredibly well. I've worn those all night. I am predominantly a side sleeper, and they are really comfortable. That is also helped by the amount of different ear tips and earwing sizes that you can get as well. Out of the box, they're installed with these silicone medium-sized ear tips and a medium earwing as well. But as well as that, there's another 3 different size silicone ear tips. So it's extra small, small, medium, and large. Plus, it comes with 3 different foam tip sizes, and it comes with 3 earwing sizes. So no matter your ear shape or size, you're pretty much going to be able to fit or find the right fit for you. These do fit slightly differently than a lot of other sleep earbuds that I've tried. So a lot of sleep focused earbuds tend to twist up into your ear, so they tend to hook into this top part of your ear. These, however, hook into the bottom part of your ear, so they kind of go into your ear and then you twist down, and then they just nestle in your ear like that. So that's the comfort covered. Well, how do they actually help you sleep? Well, there's lots of options with these because, well, it's kind of the Swiss Army knife of Sleepbuds, because there's so many different options inside the Soundcore mobile app to help you sleep that there's pretty much going to be a setting in there somewhere to suit whatever suits you, because everyone's different, and what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for the next. So we're going to go through all the sleep options, and you'll see what I mean as I go through. So there's 2 types of sounds that these earbuds play. There's one sound to help you get to sleep and another sound to help you stay asleep, and it allows you to automatically switch from one to the other when it detects you're falling asleep. Or it can stop any noise at all once it detects you're going to sleep, or it can continue playing whatever you're listening to through the whole night until you wake up if you want to. So there's lots of different options in there for picking the best option that works for you. So first up, looking at the bedtime sounds. So if we go into the app, here you've got bedtime sounds. Now you can set that to whatever you want. Ideally, it's this brainwave audio. So these are binaural beats, which are designed to play different frequencies into each ear and to lull your brain into a relaxation state to help you go to sleep. And they work surprisingly well. So you can select starry sky or ocean or a whole bunch of other things. You just pick whichever sound works for you. Now moving on to the sleep sound. So this is the sound that will play once you're asleep. So you can have a range of different sounds. So if I go into snore masking, you can have rainy alley, whistling wind, Himalayan downpour, whispering brook, Niagara Falls. There's actually a mic inside the case here which actually listens for snoring in the room and then provides a recommendation on which audio you should be using to mask that sound. So I started off with it recommending like beach and still lake and nice melodic sounds, and then one particular night someone was snoring quite loudly and it recommended Niagara Falls as the only way to mask the snoring next to me, which worked surprisingly well, so I will give kudos to the app for that. The other option is around dynamic snore masking. Now this will change the volume of the snore masking sound in relation to the noise of the snoring. So it is going to change the audio or the volume of the snore masking that you're listening to So it's something to be wary of, or careful of, or know about. You can turn both these options off if you don't want it. So the option's there if you need it, and if you're not, just turn it off. As well as those two options, there's also a white noise option where you can create your own custom noise. So if you want to set up a piano on fire in a rocket ship, you can do that if you want to. If you wanted to have a rainy, windy day whilst you're on your keyboard, then you can set that sound up as well. And it really is whatever sound works for you. So lots of options for lots of different people. Now, if none of that works for you, because we are talking about preset sounds here, as well as local mode, which is what this listening mode is here, it also has Bluetooth mode. So you can play any music from your phone onto these earbuds. So if you want to play a Spotify playlist or something with Amazon Music or whatever, then you can go do that. And that's one of the things that make sleep buds like these more versatile than some other sleep buds where the only option you've got is local sound and nothing else. And if all that wasn't enough, these earbuds come with ANC, so they come with active noise cancelling. These are the first sleep buds or sleep focused earbuds that I've ever tested that have had ANC built into them. And that should be a really good thing because it's just more noise to be cancelled out. I wouldn't say it's the best ANC though, so it's certainly not as good as dedicated everyday earbuds at blocking out sound. Blocks out some, but not a lot. I actually got more sound blocked out by using the foam earbuds or the foam ear tips instead of the silicone ear tips, and then selecting the right noise masking sound that matched my environment. So honestly, I would do that and just turn ANC off. And actually turning ANC off helps with battery life because there's no point in having something that's comfortable and has lots of different sound options if it only lasts half the night. Now, with these have an advertised battery life of 9 hours on a single charge, so it should get you through the whole night, and it does, but it also depends. So if you're listening to music over Bluetooth with ANC turned on, then you can forget about the 9 hours. You'll get closer to 6 hours of battery life. However, if you're listening to the on-built audio, so the local sounds, then yeah, you'll get around 8 to 9 hours of battery life. So for me, the sweet spot was having it playing Spotify audio. So I've got some playlists set up and I'll have that playing as my bedtime sounds, and then I'll have it with ANC turned on. Then I will have it switch to local snore masking sounds without ANC, and that will last me the whole night, and I've happily slept through the whole night with those settings. Now, once you've done all that, you've got your good night's sleep, well, you can actually track your sleep with this app as well. So if I go down to Sleep Report, this will actually give you a sleep report for every day that you're asleep. And it gives you an awful lot of detail about what's happening. So it will tell you how long you slept for and how much light sleep and deep sleep that you got. It will tell you how much you moved, so how many times you moved during the night. It will also tell you how much of your night you spent on whatever position, like are you a side sleeper or a back sleeper. I mean, you can easily see from this that I am predominantly a side sleeper. And it also even tells when you snored or when someone was snoring in the room, plus how loud they were snoring. Although that might as well just be me than the other person, because all it knows is that someone's snoring in the room, not who. So I might just be masking myself out. Who knows? But anyway, there's lots of options in here for tracking your sleep. If you don't like the idea of a app tracking your sleeping patterns, then you can disable it and turn it off. So if I go into the settings, I can turn off sleep data and it will no longer track my sleep. So can you use these as everyday earbuds? Well, from a sound perspective, I think they're pleasant enough to listen to, but there is only a 4.6mm driver inside these because they've been designed to be as small as possible to make it comfortable for you to sleep. That does mean that there is a little bit of bass, but it's not over the top, and there is some treble, but it's not over harsh or forceful. It's actually designed, I think, the right balance of EQ to actually help you sleep. That does though mean that I think for everyday use, it's just going to be light on detail or depth. So compared it to everyday normal earbuds, well, something like Soundcore's own Liberty 4 Pros, for instance, are going to sound better as everyday headphones. So you can definitely use them as everyday earbuds if you want to, but I'd use them as a backup pair rather than my main pair. Plus, there's actually no EQ in the mobile app that allows you to tweak the EQ of these, so another reason why I wouldn't use them as my main everyday earbuds. So should you buy these Soundcore Sleep A30 earbuds? Well, I think if you're after a pair of earbuds that are going to help you sleep, then these have all the bells and whistles to help you do exactly that. They certainly help me get a good night's sleep. Whether they are worth the $230 asking price, well, I'll help you or let you decide that. For comparison though, let me compare it to something like the Oslo Sleepbuds. Now, I've reviewed those before. They retail at $350. So these are $120 cheaper than those. So I will put purchase links to these in the description down below so that you can go check them out for yourself. If you do want to check out some other options though, then be sure to check out the link up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.